Hello everybody, how are we? How are we? Day 2. Glad you like the intro, Paul. Bit different, bit of a strange cam situation going on here at the moment. For some reason my main camera's decided it don't want to come on. That's alright, Mike. I'm only here for about an hour-ish anyway. So who have we got in then? We've got Andy Beck, afternoon Andy, or evening. Paul Cody's, Battery Maker Bill. Derek Taffman, afternoon Derek, or evening. Rob Titheridge, Benji's in. Mid Motorcycle Sean, Gary Cooper. Andrew Littleboy, afternoon Andrew. Daniel Russell, oh Daniel. Petronics, Nick in Stroud, and Doug McCartin. Is that right? McCartin. I think it's Doug Martin, but it's Doug McCartin. Glad you liked the intro there, Daniel. We're going to get the Advent Calendar. Yes, we are. Part 2 of the Advent Calendar. Part 2 of the beer testing session. I've got a package to open, and I've also got a radio to look at, as you've probably seen from my intro, or my slide for today's video. The Fidelity Floret. Sounds posh, doesn't it? Fidelity Floret. Let me just rearrange this. So yeah, my main camera's decided it didn't want to work today, so I'm on the webcam for the front shot today, because I just don't know why that's not working, but it's not. So to hit it with a hammer, I'm sure it'll be good. You best crack on time's money, Paul. I'm not in that big a rush. I'm not in that big a rush. Anyway, let's have a look, see what the camera's doing here today. So we've got our main camera still working. That's good news. And I am a bit on the thirsty side, so I am going to open a beer to start. And as I say, I'm going to try one of these Christmas or winter beers a day and just see how we get on. I did like the one yesterday. There you go. So, right. Christmas Live, there we are. What about the t-shirt situation? Look. Winner, winner. Turkey dinner. I'm a turkey, get me out of here. Very good. Mrs. Cruncher's wardrobe again. The wardrobe of Mrs. Cruncher. So let's pop on to the beer situation. If I can find the main camera, pop it on, there we go. And I'm in the way now. I'm in the way. It's dark in here, isn't it? So today's beer is Heatherwood Craft Beer Company. This was from the local Liddell, so I don't know whether it's an in-house name for them, but it does say Lidl UK, Lidl Ireland as well. Heatherwood Craft Beer Company. It really doesn't say. Patrick McGinty. Is that Paddy McGinty? I know he's got a decent goat, oh Paddy. Ah. So yeah, it doesn't really say where the brewery is. It just gives Lidl as the... I don't know whether that's the importer. I really don't know. But anyway, it's supposed to be a heartwarming ale to melt away your winter blues. Dried fruit and spice notes. All the better as the nights draw in and the Christmas lights go up. Sweet toffee malts are balanced with peppery bitterness. Well, we shall see. Better get into it. All stop here for dinner. Not turkey, back shortly. Catch you in a minute, Paul. Glad you like the t-shirt. Aldi's do some nice beers, Paul, to be fair. They got a couple of really nice ones in there. I can't remember them off the top of my head. I haven't been in Aldi for quite a while now. I don't know if they got any Christmas beers in there, but I am about 9 short for the full set. So I will be checking that out at some stage. See if I can get me the full house. So anyway, cheers everybody. Happy Christmas. Hope you've all done your shopping and all the rest of it. That's bizarre because that tastes almost the same as yesterday's beer. Strange. It's definitely got a toffee taste to it though. Yeah, again, I think that's on a par with yesterday's. Very nice. Right, let's get that bottle out of the way. So I think we'll do the unboxing first because the person that sent it in to me is in the room. Afternoon error 52 or evening. Lamb curry on for Gary. Very nice, Gary. I think we've got salmon and scallops actually. Very posh. It was supposed to be for yesterday's dinner, but stream went on a little bit and Mrs. Cruncher went and done us a roast, which was even better. So let's get this opened up anyway. This is all the way from Yonkers in New York. And it's from Doug McCartin. So Doug, thanks again, mate. You really do spoil me. And this is just some stuff that Doug has said is going to be useful for my bench. So very, very kind of you, Doug. Thanks very much in advance. I've not seen what's in here yet. There might be something alive that'll jump out and bite me. You never know. Let's zoom back out a bit. And, once again, very well packed. Oh, this looks like Christmas presents, Doug, to me. Go on, get on. We've got all sorts here. We've got some peanuts, look. Planters, I like planters. We've got, look at that. Mr. Cruncher. Great stuff. If you can see that or not. Camera's blown out a little bit. Mr. Cruncher. And we got one for Mrs. Cruncher as well, look. She's going to be chuffed with that. Let me just turn that camera a little bit. It's a bit too bright today. There we go, shutter. It's probably too dark now. Oh well. So, oh, cool. There's some nice bits and pieces in there. Doug. I'm not going to tip it all out, but there's lots of goodies in there. Look, sweets. It looks like a couple of little bottles of something. Bailey's. Oh, very nice. And Ferrero Rocher, Mrs. Cruncher's favourite. She'd be well pleased with that. She ought to come on camera, really, didn't she, for gifts like this. And I've got some Slim Jims. Slim Jims. Wow, I certainly don't get those over here, as far as I know. And I've also got some little bottles as well. What's in here? Oh, whiskey. Oh. Doug, you know me so well. Oh dear. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Doug. And there's more. There's more people. Now this is the bits I think Doug said would be useful for the bench. Anything's useful for the bench, isn't it, really? Let's have a look. Oh, we've got some aerials. Nice stainless steel aerials as well. Very nice, Doug. Thank you for that. We've got some... I've never seen a top like that before. Zoom in a little bit closer. See if we can brighten this image up a bit. Oh no. Oh well. So yeah, it's like a rounded end there. Look very smart, Doug, actually. And we've got a spudger as well. One of those really solid ones. I've seen them used quite a lot for opening iPads, tablets, that sort of thing. Brilliant stuff. I'll be uncontrollable now. I've always been uncontrollable. Oh, transistor test fixture. Oh. What is that, Doug? Looks impressive. Looks impressive. Is this to hook up to the multimeter, I wonder, or my transistor tester? I think that's to hook up to my transistor tester, Doug, isn't it? Am I right in saying that? So I assume I can put the transistor under test there and just connect up to the wires, save trying to clip onto the wires every time. Good stuff. Cool. What have we got here? Spring-loaded wire splices for testing. I'm going to stick some of this on the overhead cam so you can have a look. I'm assuming the overhead cam's working. Seem to have got the gremlins in here today after spent quite a long time messing about getting that intro video done. So these are oh, I see. So let's find a bit of wire. A bit of wire somewhere. Let's grab a bit of wire. Strip a bit back. So yeah, push that down, pop your wire in. There you go. That's pretty solidly in there, actually. They certainly will be useful, Doug. I've seen similar things to that, but not those. Obviously separately sprung as well. Oh no, stuff's falling down from above as well. Mrs. Cruncher has been in today and decorated the hell out of the place. As you can probably see from my initial picture. So, thank you very much, Doug, for those. Same, not seen those before. It's good to see stuff from over in the States, to be honest, Doug, because it's stuff that we can't get or we never see over here. What have we got? Oh, some valve test adapter sockets. Oh, valve stuff makes me quiver. Right, okay. So Doug's put a little note in with this. Ho, ho, ho. Hi, Theo. How are you? Valve test adapter. Where's the goat? Why have I got adapter? Oh dear. Okay. Good call, Doug. He's saying these allow you to make voltage measurements from the top of the chassis. Plug the tube into the adapter and the pins are numbered for you. Much more convenient and safer. Thanks. Enjoy. He said these are for 7 and 9 pin miniature tubes. They are also made them for 8-pin octal types. Don't have an octal spare. Those are the most 3 common tube types that you will come across. So basically what Doug is saying is these plug-in, this camera is really dark. I'm going to have to sort that in a minute. Let's stick you back on the overhead camera. You'll be able to see that a bit better. So what Doug is saying is these go into the radio, and then our valve or tube goes in there like that. It's just one I had lying about. And then I can actually test with the multimeter. It's actually got the pin numbers on it, which will help me a lot. Trust me, that'll help me an awful lot. An awful lot. Santa certainly is coming early for me. It got here really quick as well, Doug. It was less than a week, I think. Got to have been less than a week. So that's the same thing, but for slightly different valve type. So that's a 9-pin, I take it, is it? Yeah, 9-pin. I don't have a 9-pin to hand, but yeah, they will come in very useful, Doug. So thank you for those. Brilliant. Let me just see if I can get this main camera sorted out a minute, because it is a bit dark in here. Shutter, okay. Let's mess about with the shutter. That's better. That's more like it. It might be too bright now. Probably too bright. Anyway, what else have we got then? Very useful that, Doug. Very useful. Right, George, how are you? We just got some presents in from Doug from the US of A. So we've got some 1mm dial cord. That looks very good. It's waxed as well by the looks of it. So that will certainly come in useful for when I break some dial cord on one of these valve radios. Let's put those safely back in there out the way. Oh wow. Oh, Doug, look at these. Doug has got me a roll your own test lead kit, your choice of wire size and type. So there's all sorts of connectors in here. Let's get them under the camera and have a look. Again, decent ones of these are hard to come by. I've looked in the usual sort of suppliers, and you can't get decent stuff over here. Well, you probably can if you know what you're looking for. These are made by Mueller, M-U-E-L-L-E-R. I don't know if you can see that on there. Let's go in a little bit closer. Yeah, hopefully you can just about see that. If that's Mueller or Mueller, I don't know. And we've got some rubber boots, different shapes and sizes. No, they're all the same size. They're all the same size, Graham. There's one ready made up, look, for me. God, I'll tell you what, they're really strong clips, Doug. Excellent. These are too. Are they copper? They look like copper, don't they? So we've got a red and a black one ready made up for me there. As you know, Doug, I use croc clips a lot, an awful lot, so they will come in really useful. I think maybe we need to just dim that down a little bit. Oh. Yeah, that's better. Hi Mike Atlantis, how are you? Don't open all my stuff before the big day. I know. Nah, great stuff, Doug. Thank you very much. You really are too good to me, Doug. It's always nice to get things from faraway places. It's always nice to get things from anyone. So what else have we got then? There's some more of those great cotton buds on sticks. Or Q-tips, I think you call them. Bag of 100. Great stuff. I'll pop them up there with my other ones. They're so nice, it's almost a shame to use them, isn't it? Now this is something that's going to be mega useful. And again, I'm sure you can get these fairly easily, but again, I've sort of struggled to get what I want. It's what do you call them? Tag strips, isn't it? That's it, tag strips. So these have got the single mounting, which is much better. I've got some really long ones, but I've not found anything I can actually use them for yet. At least these, you can tie them down to the chassis. You can use the center one that's connected to it as a ground, and then you've got plenty of points. I mean, I've got a couple uses for those. I could tidy up the insides of that pie that I did back along, because I wasn't overly happy with the electrolytics sort of floating around. I did hot glue them in place, but not brilliant. Hi Brett, how are you? Catch you in a minute, mate. Hello and goodbye. You need sunglasses. It is a bit bright, is it? Is that main camera still a bit bright? Let's just darken it down a little bit for you. Oh, wrong way. It's got a bit of a delay, this, I think. Yeah, hopefully that's not quite so bright now. P45, that's right, Theo. RS do tag strips, do they, Paul? I'm still here. Okay, what else have we got then? Yeah, they'll come in really useful, Doug, thank you. Again, they look really well made. What have we got here then? Oh, wow. Now, these are mentally useful. Mentally? Look at those. 9 pieces of anti-static alignment tools. And there's some great big lunking ones in there, look. In fact, I was thinking of making one of these on the 3D printer actually the other week. One of these big sort of screwdriver size ones. Very useful for doing the larger trimmers in them big old radios. Let's pop that under the big camera for you. So basically it's 2 sizes of screwdriver blade, or is it the same size? But I'm not sure what the material is, but it feels really tough. It must be nylon. It's got to be nylon. Let's pop that one back in. You can see there's quite a lot of different ones in there. We've got bladed ends, shrouded blades, hexagonals. And we've got quite a smaller screwdriver one there, that'll be useful. Square. And one of those, call them Bourne's trimmers really, for the presets. Very good. Lovely job. And a set of, I've got a couple different sets of these that they do fit most things, but if you go a bit hard with them, they snap off. So I'm always after replacements. Trouble is, you can't get one. You've got to buy a whole set. So thanks again for that, Doug. Brilliant. Oh, hey! I've just popped a bubble. Still more. Oh, we've got some. Please stop using Mrs. Cruncher's toothbrush for cleaning radios. How does he know? Shush, she might be watching. She might be watching. Excellent. They're quite firm as well. Brilliant. Thanks, Doug. Oh, he certainly knows what's useful. Ah, right. Okay. We've also got some desoldering tips for the Duratool desoldering tool. And more importantly, we've got some of these large filters. I haven't got any of those. And we've got the small ones for the actual gun. But that's for the connection to the actual station itself, for the air intake, the vacuum. Brilliant. So what else? Ooh, acid-free oil. Great for tuning cap bearings. Well, that's a really good one as well, Doug, isn't it? That's a real beauty. Lots of presents, Paul, is what you've missed from Doug. Okay, so let's go onto the main camera again, the overhead camera. So the beauty of this is actually got a metal needle dispenser. That's very nice. Oh, put that back on. Chromate. Lovely stuff. That's very well made, isn't it? Chromate.com. Very nice, Doug. That will be mega useful. And one more thing, we've got wire to 3mm plug, wire to RCA a phono plug. Oh wow. Okay. Let's put me back on the overhead camera. If you can see them very well. No, because I'm in the way. Let me get my head out of the way. I'm going to see them a bit better. So I have got one of these which I use for 3.5mm jack plugs, but I haven't got any of these. So we've got a 4-pole connector there, so that'll be 2 channels. Ooh, left and right channel. Possibly microphone as well then, and ground. RCA, that'll be very useful for testing bits of kit, because I've very often got a bit of RCA and I'm struggling around to find adapters. Brilliant. So I've got 2 of those and 2 of the 4-pole 3.5mm jacks. Well, Doug, what can I say? Doug, you're a star. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate that. Brilliant. That is going to be really, really useful. All of that. There's not a single thing there that I won't use. And Mrs. Cruncher is going to be pleased as punch with her little stocking. Look at that. She's going to love that. Brilliant. Thank you, Doug. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate it. I am a lucky boy. I'm spoilt. So let me pop that down off the bench a minute. And I was actually talking to Paul earlier about trying to tidy up my workspace a little bit. Because with all the camera gear now, I've got a lot of difficulty getting to my tools. Because they're literally down there in between the laptop desk or laptop stand and the bench, and they're underneath the tripod as well. So I do need to sort something out, but the problem I've got is over here is all my component bins, which is my only wall space really, and I do use them pretty much for every job. So I don't know, I'm going to have to somehow have a bit of a rearrange here to get all that in. Is Doug gone? Are you still there, Doug? I hope you are. Make sure that I thank you. Very nice, Doug. Cheers. Right. Hi, Hilali. Afternoon, how are you? Merry Christmas to you as well, mate. Winner, winner. Turkey dinner. Another tacky Christmas top. Talking of that, I've got lights to put on here. What am I doing? Mrs. Cruncher will be telling me off. She's hooked me right up with lots of pretty lights everywhere. I got some there. I got some. Where's the power thing for that? I got lights everywhere here. It is like a grotto in here. Look at me, yo ho ho. She's done all of this today for me, look. I've even got a little like lady Father Christmas there, look. Ooh. And lots of tinsel. Doug is a nice guy, very nice guy. Always comes in the chat. Brill. So let's move on, shall we? Shall we have a look at this radio? There's a little story behind this Fidelity Floret before we look at it. She's unplugged all my test gear. A customer of mine, really nice guy. I mean, I must have spoke to him on the phone 100 times. Really lovely bloke. Richard Proctor sadly passed away. And he passed away with me still having a couple of his radios that I was working on. One I've sent back to his family because it was all finished and looking spanking and really nice. In fact, it's the green Rick 1 that you can see in some of my pictures. That was Richard's radio, so his family have got that one now, which is really nice. But he sent me in this Fidelity Floret, and sadly it had been very much got at by somebody. A lot of the traces had been broken off of the board. Someone had done a bit of point-to-point wiring. Some of the wiring wasn't right, and someone had been in the screwdriver at all of the ferrite dust cores, and they were all broken. I mean, I had a go. I spent a good few hours on it trying to just get some life out of it, but it just wasn't happening at all. It was doing nothing. So I said to him, I'll look out for another radio, and perhaps I can make a good one out of the two. And sure enough, I did manage to find another one, but sadly, as I say, he passed away. So I've got his radio, which we scrapped because it was useless. It just wasn't going anywhere. And I have got it here. It's over here on the bench, so I'll show you that one in a bit. But this donor, what was going to be a donor radio, actually looks really good, and I'm sure it would have done up nicely for him. So let's get on to the bench and we'll have a look at the Fidelity Floret. I suppose first of all we've got to have some Christmas tunes, haven't we? We've got to, because I know you've missed this radio. I'm sure you all wanted to hear it again. So without further ado, here you are. Isn't that lovely? Oh dear. It's a beauty. Please no. Lovely. But the main event is behind you. Zoom out a little bit because we are a bit close in there. So there's the Fidelity Floret. I don't know if you saw my Father Christmas fireplace as well in behind, but you know, just if I have a fireplace as well, with Santa in it. Look at that. Oh. Mrs. Cruncher's hooked me right up with the tackiness. Got to be done, innit? Anyway, Fidelity Floret then, what is it? It is a 7-transistor long-wave, medium-wave radio. Long-wave, medium-wave selector there. On the side, pretty basic, we've got on, off and volume and tune-in. Pretty straightforward. And usually we've got an aerial, which is a nice little feature. Again, I've never really tried one of these out because, as I say, Richard's just would not work properly. But here's the aerial as well. So we've got a brass trim, aluminium grille. There's a little bit of a dent in that, just a very slight, looks like another radio's bashed into that. Round the back, nothing much. Air hose, we've got an aerial, so again we've got another aerial connection. And we've got an earphone or tape. So we've got an output to tape. Now we've got a wrong screw in there as well by the looks of it. Someone's stuck a Phillips screw in there. And we've got the correct screw in there. But overall, there's no chips in the case. It's a little bit dirty. There's a groove in the knob there. I'm not sure if that is original or not. But yeah. Interesting. I think Mike's hit it on the head there as to what's inside these. Oh dear. Let's get the back off and we can have a look. I'm sure after me saying that you'll know exactly what's inside this thing. Careful. I suppose you should open this with a coin. Cool. Stiff all the way, that one. Now, I pulled this radio, as I say, because it's got a little bit of sentimental value for me. It's one that I've not looked at yet. And it's possibly one that you might not have seen before because they don't come up very often. They did do them in a couple different colours, I think. Okay, so we've got a little baggie in there, which is worrying. With a couple little broken off plastic pieces by the looks of it. I don't know where that's from, but it's good that they've kept them. Okay, this one has been got at by the looks of it. Let's just pop it underneath the main camera. I'm wondering whether I actually took this one apart or not, you know. Let's pop it under the overhead camera, I mean, not the main camera. Let's get rid of me a minute. So you can certainly see here that it's been got at. So the wires go through this little slot and then soldered down onto the board. This is just speaker connections. So it looks like the red one goes down the bottom and probably the black one, I don't know, it's stuck inside there. So they're disconnected. Try to think how this comes out of the chassis. I'm pretty sure it's just a couple of screws. Anything else on this side of the board? This is a better one because I believe it was in this area here that the other one was just totally butchered up. A lot of the traces were broken. Let me get it out and I'll show you for comparison. As I say, this one's been sealed up really for I don't know how long Richard passed away now. His YouTube channel's still up there. So he does show you some of his radio collection. And he was an avid horse lover. So if anybody wants to see his channel, let me know and I'll pop you a link in. Okay. So you've seen this area here, what it should look like. So let me show you Richard's radio. Nice work, isn't it? What do you think of that then? Not very nice, is it? So someone's definitely got at this. I mean, it's almost every trace is broken. I mean, look at this one. And I have actually redone some of these and tried to make them better than they were. You can see some of the solder's quite bright, so I've reconnected them, but it's shocking. Someone's just used a mega hot iron and just burnt the hell out of the board. What more can I say? It's been butchered. Now I've put new transistors in this to try and get it working, but to no avail. Let's pop it out. You can have a look at the other side. Let's get rid of me a minute. So you can see the transistors I put in, 3 of them. And now, have I put the Russian transistors in, or was that yeah, GT322Bs. So I put those in, I've recapped it, but the area of problem is underneath this transformer here, which is the oscillator transformer, I believe. I'm not sure which one is the oscillator actually. I don't know offhand, I haven't got the circuit diagram on me. Looks like the wires sort of come unraveled a little bit off the coil as well, but that certainly wasn't stopping it working. And you can see I've replaced all the caps with some decent ones there for him. But as I say, unfortunately, due to that butchery there, I just couldn't get it working. And I believe these are the same cores as the older Roberts R200. If you try putting anything in there and turning it, it will break. They're so fragile, they're hollow all the way down through, so that there's no meat to them at all. So beware, if you get any of these type coils, do not touch them, because you will break them, guaranteed. I don't know what they were like new, but certainly they're very, very brittle now. Right, how are we going to do this then? Because it looks like this one's been out of the case before. Let's go back to the main camera. Let me get me bearings. That's Richard's radio. Certainly it'll be a good source of spares if needed to get this one up and running. We're going to try this today. We're not going to physically work on it, I don't think, but you never know. As I say, I am on limited time today. So I believe these two have got to come out. And this little one down here. And then it will lift out of the case. So let's get a nut driver a minute. Does he pick the right one up first go? No, he never does. So I'm struggling now to get down to a toolbox, you see. Okay, King Dick, BA6, just the job. Now let's undo this. I'm going to have a look at the other side of the board and just show you what's in there. It's got a little spring washer. What have we got there? Someone's sent me a message there. Who's that? Nuclear meltdown. Paul saying. It certainly is, Paul. Nuclear meltdown, butchered. Did that make you jump, the screaming goat, Paul? Right, so I think I'm up with the chat now. WD is the only hope. Squirted WD might free them up prior to twiddling. Yeah, I've done that. I've done that before, but these are literally. You just need to touch the things, Theo, and they're gone. I'd hate to try and do an alignment on one. There we go. So there's a nice little metal speaker in there. Doesn't say what ohms are on it, but it has got a label, as you pointed out, saying to detach from the chassis before removing it. So let's put that one to one side. And here's the chassis. So I'll say this is unmolested by the looks of it, because we've still got our AF117s in there. 3 of the little monkeys. Just trying to think which way round it goes now. I have got a diagram for this somewhere, but I'm not sure where it is at the moment. Yeah, I think that someone's burnt that knob. So yeah, we've got the original AF117s in there, and we've got these old Phillips caps. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. 50-50 really. And we've obviously got the cap on the back there as well. Now, from memory, they were all really bad on the other radio, but you never know. So these AF117s have got their shield wires in them still. How easy are they going to be to snip? That one's going to be a bit of a devil to get at. Okay, so let's get some power on the thing. I think that's the best bet, isn't it? See if we can get it to work. What do you think? Is it or isn't it going to work? Will she or won't she? That is the question. If you've got a schematic handy, Paul, and you can wang it over, I'll pop it up on the screen by all means. Let me just get some Facebook up, and I can pop into Messenger. Multitasking there, did you see that? Drinking and computing at the same time. Oh, Paul is the man for schematics. Let's see. Floret PDF. And for some reason this won't let me put a PDF up on screen. So let's wang you over onto my desktop a minute then, and we'll have a look at the schematic. Courtesy of Paul Cody's. Thank you again, Paul. Right, let me think how we're going to do this. Let's add in the desktop. Okay, desktop, there we are. Okay, so you should now be seeing the Fidelity Floret. Hopefully you can. Let me just double check the chat. I can't do that because it's going to come up on your screen, isn't it? So ignore that. So this is dated 1963, look. For all of those that like to follow along with schematics, which I particularly do. So it cost £9, 15 shillings and 6 pence back in May 1962 when it was released. So it's 2 years older than me. This is 57 years old, isn't it? Or 58. Yeah, so transistor analysis. It says, oh, well, look, it's just saying that these are fitted with Mullard, but in some they're fitted with Texas alternatives. A 2G417, 2G371, 2G381, and 2G339. So TR1 and 2 and 3 is a 2G417. So that might be an alternative for the AF117s, mightn't it? It doesn't give any information that the voltages or the biasing's any different for those transistors. Yeah. Okay. So there's a schematic. Yeah, so the external aerial socket and the telescopic are coupled in to the ferrite loop as well. Loop stick aerial, ferrite rod, whatever you want to call it. So it looks like TR1 is our oscillator. This is our oscillator circuit. First, second and third IF transformers, detector. We've got a few, as we saw, electrolytics in it. Doesn't say what the speaker is. Let's have a quick look back and see if it says what the speaker ohms is. L9, 25 ohm speaker in it. Look, there you go. So take it this path back here is the AGC, is it? Automatic gain control circuit. Volume pot into the output stage. Earphone socket So again, that could be an issue. If that fails, it's going to cut off our amplifier. So something to watch out for. Headphone socket. A couple trimmers, probably one for midpoint voltage and one for quiescent current, I would think. There's our pinouts for the AF117s. Let's have a look at those transistors. TR1. Where are we? L6 and L7 is the oscillator. Yeah, so TR1 there is the oscillator. And that's the oscillator can just above it. Dismantling, coin slot screws. There you go. There we are. So let's get back onto the overhead view. And hopefully that's where you should be now. Just get back onto my software. Yeah, there we are. So yeah, here we are. This is the T1 oscillator. I think it's part of the IF chain as well, isn't it? And that's the oscillator transformer. So this must be the 3 IF cans here. Yeah, nice little Polyvaricon, I think they call them, don't they? That one looks very well made, actually. It's not one of your Chinese modern day ones. Very well made. So there, I suppose it's time to stick some power on it and see if it works. Let's get my text back up. Oh, well, Doug, if you missed it, you got thanked by myself and pretty much everybody else in the room for all the bits you sent me, mate. Great stuff. Thank you very much. Hi, Butch, how are you? OC71s, yeah. That's the black encapsulated ones down here. Glass. I think that is an OC71, isn't it? Yep. Yeah, again, very expensive to buy now. The old guitar pedal people have snapped all those up. And welcome, Butch, by the way. Anybody else that's dropped in while I've been messing about with my screen shots. So yeah, thanks from everybody, myself, obviously as well, Doug, for sending all that gear over, mate. That's going to be mega useful. You'll have to watch a clip back to have a look at me going through it. Okay, so I think it's time to get some power on this. So we've got a little bit of a, I don't know if that's a break or, doesn't look particularly healthy. Looks like it's been jammed in the case there. But it's highly likely that this won't work, but you just never know. I don't think there's going to be any issues in the output stage apart from possibly these caps, which will pretty much just affect the volume and tone. Now we've got a little cap down here as well. These metal ones, these are particularly unreliable. You can just see it there and behind the tuning cap. There's a metal, like aluminium cased one. It's got like a rubber stopper in one end. They're not very good, those. Let's have a quick look at that diagram that Paul gave me, see which cat that is. C9, where is that? Ah, that's on the, what I think is the AGC line. So that could cause, what would that cause? That would cause the set to be not very sensitive or not very loud. Same thing really, isn't it? Right. So Paul is saying the Texas the Texas transistors are just as expensive. Well, it's sod's law, isn't it, Paul, really? Tier 1, 2 and 3 have alternatives possibly found in places, then the alternatives are not direct replacements. Otherwise they would only have used one type of numbered replacement and not 3. Tier 1 to 3 are all PNP. Why not try some transistors with approximately HFE 50? Seems fairly safe to start with. The bias voltages are so high, must be loads of easy to source transistors. Evening, John, how are you? Doug is a real gent. Star. Let's try it. I've got plenty of alternative transistors. It's just when you're sourcing replacement transistors for this old stuff, it sometimes is nice to find other alternatives. We know that the Russian transistors work, although some say they don't, but they do. As we've proved many, many, many times. In fact, I've lost count of the amount of radios I've fitted them in now, and they've all worked, so... I believe the pip is positive. I just wanted to double check that because I do not want to connect this up wrong. Let's have a look. The pip is positive, yeah. Okay. I can't show you the, let's make sure we're actually turned off, because I need to connect up the speaker as well somehow. Let's get some clip leads. We should have used Doug's clip leads, shouldn't we, really? They're going there quite nicely. Let's use Doug's clip leads because they are far superior. And Mrs. Cruncher is going to be chuffed to bits with those, with that stock in, Doug. Great stuff. Yeah, just doing that. Connect the speaker. Yeah, you're all on my case, aren't you? You're looking out for me. I'm just going to see if I can use Doug's cracking leads to do that. Some very nice cable on this as well, Doug. It feels silicon cable, must be. Okay, let me think which way round that went. So the positive was there. Negative, can we get that one in from underneath perhaps? It didn't foul the dial cord. Yep, there we go. Zoom you out a bit so you can see what I'm up to here. Okay, I feel safer already with these leads, Doug. They look like they'll take pretty high voltage as well. Right, let's pop that one on. We are ready to go. Are you ready for some music? Or not, as the case may be. Oh, look at that. Speaker's come out anyway. Huh, that wasn't attached in there very well, was it? Oh well. Right, ready to rumble. Okay. Not a dicky bird. Not even a hiss. Nothing. Drawing 10 milliamps. Let's just get the signal tracer in on the speaker a minute, just to make sure that my leads are connected properly. Let's find a decent earth. Well, let's go. Let's try that. Okay, have we got a Duff speaker then? Let's just check the... Right, yeah, just my my lead isn't connected very well. I'll just do that a bit better. Try that. That's better. Medium wave, that was long wave. Very quiet on medium wave, and the pointer's sticking somewhere. Yeah, the ferrite rod, the windings are all come adrift again, so that it's actually failing on that. So we've got issues with our good old friends, the AF117s again. Tappy tap time. What stages are you poking at, Radiocruncher, please? Hi there, Chris. All right, Cobber. Down under. Chris is in Oz. I was just poking around there, Brett, at the amplifier stage. So we've got oscillator up here. First eye. I mean, they've all got shorts, you can hear them. Right, I need to try and free up this this ferrite because it's getting tangled up in underneath here. I wonder if I can just pop it out of the clips. Oh. No, this surround is in the way, this plastic piece, and sadly Fidelity have just melted them in there. But I'm going to need to get that off in order to get the spaghetti. Let me just show you on the overhead camera what I mean. I'm not sure if you can see. Let's get rid of my picture a minute. Let's pop a bit of light on it. I don't know if you can see in underneath there. No, you can't really, can you? You can see the windings on the coil inside. On the, yeah, it's a coil, aerial coil. You can see that we've got bits of wire hanging out of it. It's all come unravelled off the ferrite rod, and it's catching on the tuning dial, on the tuning pointer even. And what we don't want to do is break that. Oh dear, I'll tell you what, it's all coming adrift. It's exactly the same as the other one, isn't it? That had exactly the same issue. So I wonder if I can just poke it through out the way a minute. Let's get a pair of tweezers. Apologies if it's a little bit bright, but be very careful. This is so fine, this wire, it's like hairs. See if I can get it from this side. So we're going to need to do a little bit of rewrapping of the coil and resealing it with a bit of wax by the looks of it. Not today though. There we are. I think that's pretty much got it out of the way. Let's just check that travel now. That's fine. Okay. So what I want to try and do is find a station that we can work with, but let's try it again. Okay, let's see if we can get these shield wires off the AF117s a minute. So I'm going to pop the desoldering tool on. It's going to take a little while to heat up, so let's catch back up with the chat. Hi Colin, some zapping. Cheers Mike, catch you soon mate. Evening Colin, I think I did say evening. So leg lifting time. Yeah, we're going to pop the legs out, Brett. Put some sticky over them to hold them in place. Cut the screens. I am going to. I can't cut a couple of them because there's no access there. All right, Andy, thanks for joining us, though, mate. Obviously, stay as long as you can, and you'll be able to catch up tomorrow. And so I'm not going to do a massive amount more to this radio. I'm just going to see if we can get it working. It needs a fair bit more work. We've got to get this this ferrite rod winders on that sorted out. It's a hell of a state that is. I don't know why they've come undone. But yeah, I think one of those cores is for the oscillator, isn't it? That centre one. No, actually that could be the winding for the aerial, couldn't it? The external aerial. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to desolder the shield wire and just see if I can pull it through, because it might zap these. As I say, this is not this radio's not going anywhere as far as I'm aware. Unless anybody shows a very keen interest in having it, it's it will remain with me. I'm going to be really careful with these traces, because this is the area that I've been butchered on the other radio. Trying to get hold of the end of the transistor so I can lift it vertically. So that I can get right in and get rid of the solder off of it. Okay, that's that one. And the other one's there. It's going to be that one. That's that one, and the last one, that's right over here. That's a tricky one. Very tricky. You don't want to burn that. You do not want to burn the wheel. You can't see what I'm doing, can you? Graham, sort yourself out. What is going on? That's definitely a goat moment. Foolish man. Right. Scarily close, that one. I'm gonna have to snip that one, I think. Right, where's my snippy snippers? Courtesy of Andrew Alsfer. You people really do spoil me, don't you? So can I get in and cut that one? Can I even get in with the forceps and grab it? Tell you what, that ain't going anywhere. It's almost like it's welded in place. Can I get in from this side, I wonder? Yes, got that little monkey. I hope I got the right one this time. I got the wrong one yesterday, didn't I? And I just sewed her leg back on. Right, that's one. That one's disconnected, so that one should. Oh, hang on, have I got the wrong one there? I got the wrong leg there. Wrong leg, Graham. Wrong leg. Just solder that one back on. Actually, let's get these leads out of the way. I certainly don't want to burn them. I think they are silicone anyway. Silicone. Silicone. Right. Let's darken that down. So I've desoldered this one, and I believe it had to be this one. So let's just resolder that one. So what they've done is they poked the wires through and then they've bent them over onto the track. It's very difficult to get in underneath them and get a purchase on them, really. When am I going to put the glove on my head? George, the gloves I've got are nitrile. They won't go. They're not like your super stretchy ones. Nitrile, mate. Not a hope. So, you know, if you need me to do the glove act, I have no latex gloves. 2 months in an admin trying gloves on the heads. The overhead camera is very good, isn't it? Nitro, these are large, George. These are large, not extra large. These are those bold ones as well, so they're super strong, but not overly stretchy. Right, let's see if we can get this wire off. So I think it is that one. I think we're going to struggle with this one. Let's make sure my desoldering tool is clear. It's easy with the solder. I have to say, I really don't want to damage this board if I can help it. Oh, okay. It's bent the other way round. That looks to have got it. So we're down on this transistor here. Let's pop a little bit of heat on the wire. The trace is starting to lift on it. God, I'll tell you what, that will not come off. Got it. God. Okay, so 1, 2. And that one, again, doesn't look like it has. No, it has. Well, apologies if you can't really see what I'm doing, but then I can't either, so. There he is, extracted. Okay, there we go. All the AF117s out. Well, the shield wires. Okay, let's hook it back up again then. See if that has cured the problem. If not, then we need to start poking around. See if we can find it. Let's connect up our leads again. To our speaker. Power. Let's get the speaker over this way a bit. Yeah, well, brilliant connection on that speaker again. Actually, I can connect that. This could be down to the amount of rubbish I've got in this workshop. Let's quickly grab my external wire. Whoa! She lives.
lata, que es el debate de el coste que tiene prevenir el cambio climático. Bueno. That's how we blow everybody get this down. I can remember trying to learn all of the lyrics.
Turn that down a bit.
So, in terms of music that is sort of your genre of choice, I know that we've got kind of between us, I think we've got quite a varied taste.
It's not pulling anything in on medium wave. Or is that? Let me just see if I've got that switch the right way around. No, sorry, it's pulling in on medium wave, but not a lot on long wave.
Every single CD we own basically on the iPod. And my mum had bought Radiophonics Best Of album, compilation album, back when I think it was Haven't Did. That's a bit of a blast from the past as well. Yeah. And I just remember listening to some of the songs, and some of the more rocky ones came on, and I was like, "Ooh, what's this?" And I think I was a bit repulsed by it, and then it kind of grew on me. And then basically,
there we go, people.
Gone downward trajectory, basically.
And where have you ended up? What's kind of where you're at now?
Where I'm at now. So at the moment, I'm listening to. I mean, I'm not super good at saying.
There we are, people. She works. The Fidelity Floret. Now, there is an issue with long wave, but that could well be down to the aerial. We could have a break in that coax. So, you know, in order to do that, I'd need to basically I'd need to take this plastic trim off, which is all melted in together, in order to get that off and sort this area out, pull the area off, and rewind it, or rewind the turns that have come off. As I say, as long as one of the bands is working, you're 95% there. There's not a lot difference in the circuitry between the two. Right, how are we doing? Let's just check the oh, right, I've got Paul's giving me some advice there on removing the legs. Yeah, they are pretty tricky. And again, I think adding solder and taking it away. Less than 1 degree in Sussex. What, Sussex? Sussex? Sussex. 14 in Sydney. Okay. Just catching up with a text a minute. Chat. No, it's not really a big job, Brett, to be fair. It's only a case of melting the plastic, pulling this out, taking the aerial, the ferrite aerial out, rewrapping the bits and pieces, and sealing it back with some beeswax is the best bit of kit for it, really. Right, we're nearly there. I have tea awaiting very shortly. Been nearly 2 hours, so we've had a bit more. We've had a little bit more, but we need to get the next day of the Advent calendar open. So let's zoom right back out with that one. Let's get the old Wera Advent calendar back up, and this has got actual Advent calendar. It's got a stand on it as well. Germans, they think of everything. Everything is engineered very well, isn't it? Right, let's get the camera adjusted so we can get this monster in. It is a big Advent calendar. This really big. There we go. Right. Number 2. No comments on number 2s, please. So it was number 1 yesterday. Where's number 2? I always had this trouble with Advent calendar. Oh, right over here, look, number 2. Virtually out of shot. Number 2. So let's open number 2 and see what Wera have got for us today. Incidentally, this is was a present from Mrs. Cruncher for my birthday in November. So we've got a rather nice flat bit. And number 2. Let's pop that down off the bench. One flat bit, flatto-bitto. Again, they are really well made. There's 0.8, 5.5. So 0.8 is going to be the thickness of the tip. 5.5 is going to be the width. So that's got to go. I assume. Is it going one of those? Yeah, I assume it does. So there we are. Another piece. And for those that were watching yesterday, this is the case that came with it. I'll zoom back in a bit. Move the camera back down. So yeah, rather nice canvas, sort of nylon canvas covered case. These are sort of silicone material, they're not plastic, they're like rubberized. And there's obviously some holders for sockets. So there we go. I've actually got a bit now. Nothing to put the bit into, but I have got a bit. There we go. Put it in the pouch, else you'll lose it. Mitsubishi Tuesday. No, Theo, we're I'm not going to. What I'm trying to do is a radio a day. I'm sort of trying to limit myself to an hour or so. I mean, it's been nearly 2 hours today, which is not a problem, because it's just a case of trying to get used to the format really, and not having a like marathon live stream session. But I think it's worked all right today, and tomorrow we'll pull out another radio. It might be a working radio, it might be a non-working radio, I don't know. If it's ones that I haven't worked on before, I just no idea whether they're going to work or not. You reckon tomorrow will be a #1 Philips, George, do you? Certainly did, Doug. I mean, it's really good. It's a great advent calendar. To be fair, Paul, I like stuff like that. If you can remember when I did the advent calendar radio, remember that one? That was a radio piece a day. That was really good. But yeah, this one's got a big old stand on the bottom. Happy birthday at the top. It was a birthday present from Mrs. Cruncher. And that's pictures of the calendars they've done in previous years. Big old stand on the bottom, look. So as it stands up. Lovely bit of kit, that. Well pleased. And I don't know what it entails, what the whole kit is, but obviously it's going to fill this pouch up. So yeah, that'll be a useful bit of kit as well. Obviously must have 3 sockets to it in it at least. Must have. So I'll have to see if I can get this main camera working tomorrow. I don't know what went on with that today. It's worked fine every time I've tried it, except for today. Then of course away we go. It's not working. Yes, Theo, 23 radios left to go. There might be different bits and pieces. It might be a turntable. It could be a bit of amateur radio gear. It could be a receiver. Who knows? As long as it's sort of radio electronics related, I'm sure we'll find something. You know what's in it? You've just checked eBay. Yeah, it is a nice bit of kit though, Brett, isn't it? Well worth getting. Well worth getting. Have I used the Wera torque yet? No, I haven't, Paul. I haven't, I must admit. I have pulled it out, had a look at it, had a look at all the bits. I think I need to get some bits for it though. From memory, I think I need to get the bits for it. I'm trying to think where I've put it now. It's sort of put somewhere safe, Paul. Let's put somewhere safe. But I really got to get to grips with my tools and put them so as I can just get at them easily. Gloves on heads. This is George's new fetish. Gloves on heads. If I run out of radios, give you a shout, Rob. I've got to easily have at least 23 different radios in here. Surely. Some you'll have seen before. Definitely. But we'll bring out, I think what we'll do on the run up to Christmas, we'll bring out my favourites. And then, well, we all know what my favourites are probably, but there's 3 or 4 special radios that are really, really top of the tree for me. So we'll bring those out nearer the big day. Which window has the chocolate behind it? Anyway, people, that's enough from me today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments if you've liked the format. Anything else you'd want me to cover. bearing in mind we need to try and restrict it to 1.5 hours. Tomorrow, yeah, it's going to be around about the same time tomorrow. I think I'll probably be out tomorrow evening, so I need to obviously get off in time to have something to eat and then get on out. So bear that in mind. But there you are. Thanks for joining me, everybody, today. Hope you've enjoyed it. As I say, leave comments below if you would. Hit the likes. Don't forget the thumbs up, people. As I say, I'm not doing this for me every day. I'm doing it for you guys, so as you can have something to watch, something to look forward to each day. Like I say, a little bit like an advent calendar, really. And I'll do my best to make it entertaining. So bye for now, and catch you all tomorrow. And let's give you the old intro again. Pay attention as well, because the credits are interesting. So bye for now, everybody.
Thank you.